What's up, everybody? Thought this would be an interesting time to record a video. I've talked to, several other pilots and other facets of aviation, and they all are real surprised to hear that we do work, in 25-mile-an-hour winds or more. And it just happens to be what I'm doing right now. So I thought I'd film a little bit of it. This is dry fertilizer. It doesn't move very far even in these heavy winds. It pretty much falls straight to the ground. It'll move a little bit. In a 20-mile-an-hour wind, it'll probably move a good 75, 80 feet or so from where I drop it. But there's nothing to hurt except maybe fertilizing some weeds in another field or something like that. But so anyway, doing this field right here at the end of the strip. And the part of the Mississippi River is right on the other side of these trees that I'm staring at right now. And the wind's coming from the south, which is the direction I'm facing at the moment. And the wind coming up over those trees over the river is pretty substantial. I mean, it sucks. I don't know how well it's going to transfer to video, but we might see it. So anyway, I've got about a 20-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the south-southwest, taking off to the south here. Greatly improved takeoff distance today, taking off into this wind. I've got about a 6,500-pound load. That's fertilizer and fuel. Oh, got to get this bear off the ground. That was about 1,600 feet. Which actually this plane will do about that without much wind. It won't do much more. Anyway, so this field right here to the left is what I'm fertilizing. I've got to swing way out this way, even though I've got a southwest wind and I'm going to turn downwind instead of turning out that way where I can turn more into the wind. If I go out that way, I've got to fly over that river. And let me tell you, the wind is kicking hard over there. Anytime wind's coming over trees and stuff like that, and there's a valley on the other side of the river's end. Not a very deep valley, but there is one. Man, the wind really kicks up and just gets rough. And I ended this pass that I'm going to do going to the north at the other end of the field, so I won't have to fly over those right now, but I will in just a minute. Here I'm getting into this wind. It's about to catapult me into this field. Right now, golly. Alright, now I'm going downwind here. Showing 135 on my airspeed and 165 on the ground speed. That tells you anything. And this is what I'm about to do right now is a downwind turn, and I'm real heavy, so I've got to swing out pretty wide. I'm not going to gain a lot of altitude in this turn. I'll bleed off way too much airspeed at this weight. I'm doing 120 on airspeed. There's 110. And you just kind of got to let this girl settle on around these. I mean, I've got this wind. It's pushing me out that way right now, and you kind of got to let it eat. You can't force it to do anything. When you're turning downwind like that, you just kind of got to let it do its thing and be real gentle and smooth and not pull too much on the stick in any direction, really. I'm doing wheat, 200 pounds to the acre. I'm getting about 25 acres a load or so. I'll pull my torque back a little bit. Running 3,700 foot-pounds of torque. 1570 on the prop. Torque times RPM divided by 52 tell you how many horsepower I'm pulling. It's probably about 1,000 or 1,100 or so. Alright, here's where it sucks. I gotta swing way out here. And then get it into this crap. And the wind's going to catch me doing this downwind turn in a second. It'll literally catapult me back into the field. Ground speed right now is 120, 130, 140, 50, 160. There's almost 170. Ground speed 175, airspeed 150. About 20, 25 miles an hour or so, seems like. Alrighty, I'm a little lighter now. I won't have to turn quite as flat, and I can turn back a little bit sooner. Gain a little bit of altitude here because I don't have so much weight on me, and I'm pulling the same amount of power. But same principle, like I'm not pulling on this stick. I put my flaps in, I let them do all the work, and just come right around the corner. I'm gonna run out on this pass. I'm only getting like 3.5 passes per load. It's a pretty big field. I think it's, I don't know, 300 acres or so, something like that. I'm about to run out, watch the hopper lid. And there it goes, I'm out. Oh! I'll broadside this wind again. There it is. The only kind of work we'll do in these conditions is dry fertilizer. You can't legally spray anything in these conditions. All the chemicals have a wind limit, and it's not 20. Most of them are 10 and 15 miles an hour. And a lot of them that have the 15 mile an hour label, I won't even spray it at 15 unless it's extra safe. Which means no houses, no adjacent crops, no nothing. So I'm going to turn on back into the strip here. The wind's going to push me out. Just pulled the power all the way out. I'm going to start dumping in the flaps here. You got to be careful right here. You definitely want to keep the nose pointed down when you're making a turn like that and you pull all your power off. Oh shit. My flaps come all the way up. That sucked. So this switch sticks. And apparently I must have bumped it in a... That could have been bad. I'm going to overshoot my turnaround this time. That's alright. I knew I felt a weird sinking. Oh, plump. Guess I'm going to go all the way to the end this time. Well, that's no fun. Normally my flaps are on the stick. This is a different airplane than I've been flying in my previous videos. And the flaps are on a switch down here. And when they're spring loaded for down. And it's not spring loaded for up. And if you push it up, it'll stay there. So I must have accidentally bumped that dude. Oh, crap. Gosh dang, can't see the runway. Alright, here we go. Let's try this again. Gonna lock my tail wheel so it doesn't get crazy. This strip's about 2,200 feet long, I think, something like that. 23, maybe. And here in just a few minutes, I'm going to lose sight of the runway. At this altitude, I can't see it. Really. Yeah, right now I can't see the runway no more. Golly, bouncy.